Okay, so let us start. So the topic for the day I told you earlier also is the maximum mode. So minimum mode we have discussed. So this is the last topic of your unit 1. So I request you all to please be on time because I need to switch my screen to admit you all. So please be on time. It's already 12:52. So don't be late in the class. Okay. So what is this maximum mode is? So in maximum mode, the 8086 is operated by strapping the MX pin to ground. So this is a simple thing. Before going to the maximum mode, let me tell you ki what is this maximum mode is. Already you are aware of something which we are going to learn in this maximum mode. So the maximum mode is where there are multiple processors in the system. So before jumping to the maximum mode, let us understand what is the need of this maximum mode, why we need to add more processors into the system. So any idea from your side? Any idea from your side why we should study, why we should learn this maximum mode?
सर मैक्सिमम मोड को हम इसलिए स्टडी करेंगे ताकि जो हम आउटपुट हैं वो सीपीयू से ज्यादा ले सके, एक साथ हम मल्टीटास्किंग कर सके,
Yes,
नॉर्मल
you are right
ब्राउजिंग
to
कर।
some.
यस सर।
You are right to some extent. Anyone else? Okay, so basically the point is to connect more processor. Okay, you're right. Basically, to point is to increase the efficiency of the processor. Actually, to perform the complex operations. So let us say there are two processors. One is your 8086, the basic processor we are studying. So another processor is 8087 and 8089. So 8087 processor is dedicated for the complex operations like complex mathematics. So, and 8089 is basically the processor which can handles the more input output operations. So as one of the guy from your side told that you can add more input outputs, you can add more 087 processor. So that is another thing. I think net was disconnected in the middle. Okay, so net was disconnected. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Just let me share the screen again. I'm sorry for the inconveniences. So because the internet is not working properly today. So anyhow, let us continue. So I was talking about the need of this maximum mode. So I told you the need of maximum mode is that now voice is okay. Now voice
Yes,
is
sir.
okay. Okay. The multiple processors in in a system is to increase the capability of the system. As I told you that if 8086 processor cannot tackle the complex mathematical operations, so what you will do, you will add another processor who can tackle the complex mathematics. Like you can add 8087 processor if you want to increase the input output. So you will add 8089 processor. So before jumping to that, let us quickly have a view on this pin diagram. Just a second, I'm sharing the screen of the pin diagram. So pin diagram is visible to you people? So pin diagram
Yes,
is
sir.
okay. So now you can see all these pins which are on the writer side, we have used in the minimum mode. So the purpose of studying maximum mode is, I mean, from the exam point of view, what we are going to learn, we are going to learn all the usage of these pins from pin number 31 to pin number 24, or vice versa, from pin number 24 to pin number 31. So these are in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pins will be using in the max mode, including this. If we'll include this, so 9 pins you will be using dedicatedly for the maximum mode, and if you separate out them, and dedicatedly you will be using for the minimum mode. So we will be looking how because in what we have seen in the minimum mode, how you have separated out the address, then how you have separated out the data and all these things from these pins, and how you have separated out the control signals. Okay, so in max mode, we'll be seeing what is the utilization of all these pins and how you will be separating out all the multiplexed signals which are there on these pins. So we'll be seeing that thing in the max mode. So directly jumping to the max mode topic. So this is just to give you the glimpse ki what were the pins which were multiplexed in the pin diagram. So what were the pins which we have to use in the max mode? Okay. So so in this mode, the processor derives the status signal S0, S1, and S2 as अभी जो आपको दिखाया मैंने. Another chip called bus controller drives the control signal using the status information. We'll talk about this thing. In maximum mode, there may be more than one processor in the system configuration. The components in the system are same as in the minimum mode. Okay. So I told you about this thing that there can be multiple processors. The basic function of controller chip, that is 8288, is to drive the control signals, right, read and write bar for memory input output services DE and DTR ALE, using the information by the processor on the status lines. So if you have seen the pin diagram already, आपका जो रीड सिग्नल है, राइट सिग्नल है ऑलरेडी, और ये वाले जो सिग्नल्स है ऑलरेडी ओवरलैप्ड हो गए हैं. ओवरलैप्ड नहीं, ऑलरेडी खत्म हो गए हैं. यू आर यूजिंग डिफरेंट सिग्नल्स, डिफरेंट पिन्स. इनकी जगह पर डिफरेंट पिन्स आ गई हैं. सो यू विल बी यूजिंग दोज पिन्स इन द मैक्स मोड, एंड यू विल बी decoding all those pins with the help of this bus controller chip, that is 8288. ठीक है. तो मिनिमम मोड में हमने देखा था कौन कौन सी आईसी लगी थी. एक क्लॉक जनरेटर लगा था, फिर उसके बाद लैच आईसी लगा था, फिर उसके बाद डाटा ट्रांसरिसीवर लगा था, और एक डिकोडर आईसी लगा था. तो मैक्सिमम मोड में जो सबसे पहला आईसी लगेगा दैट विल बी 8288. ओके. सो नाउ moving further, let us just let us have a quick review of this all theory, then let us jump to that diagram. The bus controller chip has the input lines S1, S2, S1 and S0 and clock. These inputs to 8288 are driven by CPU. It drives the outputs, all these signals. Okay, so we'll see how these three S0, S1 and S2 were decoded to these all 7 signals. Okay. So then the INTA pin is used to issue the 2 interrupt acknowledgement pulses and interrupt controller or to an interrupting device. Okay, so let us directly jump to this diagram. Okay, just a second, I need to admit few students. So now, as you can see on the screen, अब हो क्या रहा है, अब प्लीज ध्यान से समझना. मैक्सिमम मोड, मिनिमम मोड आपको समझ आ गया, मैक्सिमम मोड अब ध्यान से समझना है. अब सबसे पहले हम क्या कर रहे हैं, this I hope this thing is clear. You are generating these signals, I mean reset, clock and ready signal from this 8284 IC, and you are feeding all these three signals to 8086. इसी यही तीन सिग्नल, लेट अस से कि आप इसके साथ 8086 के साथ यू आर अटैचिंग एन अनदर प्रोसेसर, लेट अस से इफ यू कैन सी द मूवमेंट ऑफ द कर्सर, यहाँ पर आप एक और 8087 प्रोसेसर लगा रहे हो और यहाँ पर एक और 8089 प्रोसेसर यू आर यूजिंग. So from these three signals you will be attaching all these other processors also. Okay, so all these other processors will be connected from these three signals which are generated in 828284 processor. So before going to that, let us understand there is a pin which is called as min max bar. So I hope you are you can now answer what signal we have to provide on this pin to run a 8086 processor in the max mode. Min max bar पे कौन क्या signal provide करेंगे हम, VCC और ground, if we want to run 8086 in max mode. Who will tell me? Hello?
VCC प्रोवाइड करेंगे.
Prashant is saying VCC provide करेंगे. What else? Anyone else? Abhishek, Alka, anyone else? कोई आंसर करेगा इसका? It's a very easy one. Ground. Yes, Mehak is saying ground. Yes, Mehak, you're right. Because this pin is active low pin. I told you number of time, min, max, bar. Max is bar. So we'll be using ground for activating the maximum mode of 8086 processor. Okay, so we'll be using ground signal. So if you want to use 8086 processor in minimum mode, so you'll be applying VCC. VCC is high signal, so you'll be giving one signal on this pin, so that it means you are using in the minimum mode. So if you are providing ground on this pin, I mean logic 0 on this pin, so it means you are using in the maximum mode. So now two things are clear. You will be providing this clock circuit, you will be providing this min max, you will be providing ground to this min max function. Now rest of the things are, so first of all आपको क्या करना है, प्लीज ध्यान से समझो. 8086 प्रोसेसर में सबसे पहले, अब मैं आई एम जस्ट स्विचिंग द स्क्रीन बिकॉज इट्स वेरी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड टू डू ऑल दीज थिंग्स ऑन द प्रेजेंटेशन, अदरवाइज बोर्ड पे ये करना बहुत इजी है. तो यहाँ पर आप सबसे पहले देखो, इफ यू कैन सी ऑन द स्क्रीन, आपके पास जो पिन डायग्राम में इट इज RQGT0, RQGT1, both are the both the pins are active low pins in max mode, pin number 30 and pin number 31. So we will start from here. So these are the request grant pins. So these are the request grant pins. So what is the request grant pins? Why these pins are there? Because again, I told you it's a max mode, so number of processors can be more. So if there are two processors connected, so you'll be using these pins. So how these pins are working? So these pins are working like, हम दो लोग, लेट अस से कि मैं और आप में से कोई एक, दो प्रोसेसर हैं हम एक सिस्टम में. तो प्रोसेसर, आई टोल्ड यू कि व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कनेक्टिंग अदर प्रोसेसर्स इन द सर्किट. सो इट्स समथिंग लाइक कि हु विल बी द बस मास्टर. सो देयर विल बी अ कॉमन सिस्टम बस. तो let us say processor A is the 8086 processor and processor B and C processors are the external processors which are connected with 8086. So I told you in the previous lectures that system bus will remain common. So who will access the bus will be the bus master. So वो कैसे bus master होगा? So it will send, बेसिकली बस का एक्सेस किसके पास है, 8086 के पास है. So it will send a request. So that's why the request RQ bar signal is there. So it will send the request. Then microprocessor, let us say 8086, हम मान के चल रहे हैं 8086 के पास, आपको समझाने के लिए बता रहा हूँ, 8086 के पास बस का एक्सेस है, 8086 बस मास्टर है. किसी और प्रोसेसर ने, बी प्रोसेसर ने 8086 को बस की रिक्वेस्ट के लिए कहा, तो he sent that particular request. So it's a bi-directional signal basically. This RQGT0 bar, similarly RQGT1 bar. So a bi-directional signal. This pin is bi-directional pin. एक बंदा रिक्वेस्ट मांगेगा, माइक्रो प्रोसेसर उसको रिक्वेस्ट ग्रांट करेगा. So this is grant. So this is request and grant. I hope it is clear. Request and grant. Microprocessor will ask for the request. 8086 will grant that request. Okay, and after granting that request, it will release the bus. So there are three basic steps. Always remember these three steps. So simple thing is request, grant, and release. So all these three steps are active low steps. As you can see, these pins are active low pins. So all these three steps will happen through these pins only. So अगर एक processor है, so it will be, let us send that request from this pin number 31. अगर दो processors हैं, so they will send that request from, let us say 30 and 31. Okay, so कितने processor connect हो सकते हैं, दो processor. Okay, let us say कि आपका 31 और 30 पे दो अलग अलग request and grants जो हैं आपकी parallelly पड़ी हुई हैं. So again it's a active low pin. Processor कोई भी, लेट अस से 8086 का नाम है ए प्रोसेसर, दो अलग अलग प्रोसेसर हैं बी और सी. बी प्रोसेसर 8086 से रिक्वेस्ट करेगा, वो रिक्वेस्ट ग्रांट करेगा, रिक्वेस्ट ग्रांट करने के बाद रिलीज करेगा बस को. सो दिस थिंग इज हैपनिंग इन दिस पिन नंबर 30 एंड पिन नंबर 31, रिक्वेस्ट एंड ग्रांट पिन इनको हम बोलते हैं. नाउ द क्वेश्चन अराइजेस, आप लोगों के मन में ये क्वेश्चन आना चाहिए कि अगर सर दोनों प्रोसेसर ने एक साथ रिक्वेस्ट की है, तो किसकी रिक्वेस्ट कंसीडर की जाएगी. लेट अस से बी ने भी रिक्वेस्ट की है एक ही टाइम पे और सी ने भी रिक्वेस्ट की है एक ही टाइम पे. सो हुज रिक्वेस्ट विल बी कंसीडर्ड. तो माइक्रो प्रोसेसर जब भी आप सब्जेक्ट पढ़ रहे हो, तो आप इसमें एक बात ध्यान रखो, तो जो भी जीरो है वो हाईएस्ट प्रायोरिटी है. अगर लेट अस से कि उसमें चार चीजें हैं, 0 1 2 3 4, so whosoever will be at 0th position will be considered as the highest prioritized signal or thing in microprocessor 8086. यहां तक का पॉइंट क्लियर है. So request, grant and release. Any doubts up till now? Any doubts? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes sir.
Okay, fine. यार प्लीज रिस्पॉन्ड कर दिया करो. रीजन बीइंग कि मेरे सामने स्क्रीन पे प्रेजेंटेशन रहता है और ये नेट का बड़ा इशू चल रहा है, तो नेट डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाए तो पता नहीं लगता. So is it clear? Request and grant in the max mode. Okay, so let us move further. So again, just a quick overview. A processor B will request 8086 to release the bus. That request will be granted by 8086 processor, and when it will grant that request, it will release the bus. So these are the three steps. Okay, now last single point in this is why it will grant, why this pin is bidirectional. As I told you in the previous lectures that microprocessor 8086 is having जो minimum unit है timing diagram का, वो क्या था, T cycle. Then from T cycle there is a machine cycle. So machine cycle consists of 4 T cycles. A single machine cycle consists of 4 T cycle, and after that machine cycle there is another word which was instruction cycle. So an instruction cycle consists of n number of machine cycles. Okay, so point is ki if microprocessor is already doing something and another processor is requesting something, so what microprocessor A will do? Whether it will grant that signal? No, it will firstly complete its task, then it will grant that request. So that is the purpose of granting and requesting. तो एक कोई और बी जो रिक्वेस्ट प्रोसेसर है, सी जो प्रोसेसर है, वो कभी भी तो नॉक कर सकता है उसका डोर, या कभी भी रिक्वेस्ट भेज सकता है उसको, लेकिन वो रिक्वेस्ट कब ग्रांट हुई कंप्लीटली डिपेंड्स ऑन 8086 प्रोसेसर, वेदर 8086 प्रोसेसर उसका जो बस है क्या वो फ्री है, क्या इट इज इनटू द मिडल ऑफ समथिंग, क्या वेदर कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन साइकिल उसमें चल रहा है या कोई मशीन साइकिल उसमें चल रहा है. So after completing that particular instruction, I'm saying instruction, so after completing that particular instruction, after completing that instruction cycle, it will release the bus. So now this is not a correct sentence which I have used. I'll change this sentence when we'll move further in this topic. So please remember there are four machine cycles. There are four T cycle in a machine cycle. And there can be n number of machine cycle in an instruction. So it completely depends when microprocessor will leave the bus, whether at the end of instruction cycle or whether at the end of the machine cycle or whether at the end of the T cycle. So always remember it will never release the bus at the end of any T cycle. It can release the bus after a machine cycle, means after 4T cycle, or it can end the process, it can release the bus after a instruction cycle. So in either way, after completing the machine cycle or after completing the instruction cycle, it depends what type of request microprocessor is receiving. Now, if microprocessor is receiving an interrupt request, that is INTR, interrupt request, so it will complete that particular instruction. So after completing that particular instruction, it will release the bus. So if microprocessor is relieving the bus request only from the another processor, so it will grant that particular request to the other processor after machine cycle. Okay, means after 4T states. It will never release any bus in between of any T cycle. It will release the bus if other processor is asking for the bus request after completing the machine cycle. And if there is an interrupt, there is difference between interrupt request, there is interrupt request and bus request. So if other processor is asking for bus request, it will release after completing the machine cycle. If other processor is asking for the interrupt request, it will release after completing the instruction cycle. I hope I am clear. Any doubts up till now?
No, sir.
Okay. So just a second. So now moving further to the another part. ये तो बात कर ली हमने request and grant signal की. Now another signal here you can see is the lock bar. Now what is this lock bar is? So lock bar is basically, अगर आप ध्यान से इसको हम स्टडी करें, तो जब हम प्रोग्रामिंग करेंगे तो प्रोग्रामिंग में हमारे पास एक इंस्ट्रक्शन है, लेट अस से कोई मूव इंस्ट्रक्शन है, कोई ऐड इंस्ट्रक्शन है, लेट अस से सिंपली आई एम सेइंग एक मूव इंस्ट्रक्शन है, ठीक है. तो वो मूव इंस्ट्रक्शन के आगे हम तीन तरह के प्रीफिक्स लगा सकते हैं. प्रीफिक्स का मतलब बताता हूँ क्या होता है. प्रीफिक्स इज समथिंग लाइक, जो तीन तरह के प्रीफिक्स वी कैन यूज वो हो सकते हैं एस्केप, रिपीट एंड लॉक. प्लीज रिमेंबर, escape, repeat and lock. ठीक है. So I'm not discussing right now escape and repeat. I'm discussing about lock. So now what is this lock is? If you write a lock in front of any instruction, please pay attention to the words. If you write lock in front of as a prefix in front of any instruction, let us say कि आपने move लिखा, move A comma B, so you want to move B to A, so you have write lock move A comma B. इसका मतलब क्या है कि अगर आपका कोई माइक्रो प्रोसेसर, अदर माइक्रो प्रोसेसर बस रिक्वेस्ट के लिए एक्सेस मांगता है तो क्या होगा? द owner of the bus, let us say 8086 is the owner of the bus will not release the bus until unless वो इंस्ट्रक्शन जिसके आगे लॉक लिखा हुआ है वो कंप्लीट नहीं होगी. ओके, सो होगा क्या? हम प्रोग्रामिंग में वी राइट द लॉक and processor provides the lock bar. Now you got the idea ki what is this lock bar? We write in programming the word lock and microprocessor will enable this lock bar. So if any instruction is having lock as a prefix, microprocessor 8086 will not release the bus, will not accept any bus request, will not grant any bus request until unless that instruction cycle is completed. Now, just a few minutes ago, I told you if another processor is requesting for the bus access, it will grant that bus request after completing the machine cycle. But here the case is different. Now, another processor is requesting for the bus request. Microprocessor 8086 will not grant that access after completing the machine cycle. It will grant the bus access after completing that particular instruction. So if there is any instruction which carries a lock signal in front of that, so microprocessor will provide the lock bar signal. So meaning of that lock bar signal is it will not grant the bus access to any processor until unless this instruction will not be completed. I hope you got the point.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay? So to prevent microprocessor from bus master, another microprocessor from being a bus master, this lock bar signal is provided. That is, it's an active low, so 0 will be given to that particular microprocessor. Means you will write lock as a prefix in the instruction, and it will activate. It will provide a low signal on this lock bar, and it will not provide the access to the other processor. Lock bar is activated. Okay. Now the next thing is S0, S1, and S2. S0, S1, and S2. So these three signals in max mode are decoded as like we decoded those signals जिसमें हमने चार आपने control signal decode किए थे. So here also these signals will be decoded to another 8 signals. So we can draw a truth table if you can draw on your notebooks. So S0, S1, and S2. तो S0 के नीचे 4 बार 0 4 बार 1, S1 के नीचे 2 बार 0 2 बार 1 2 बार 0 2 बार 1 और S2 के नीचे subsequently 0 1 0 1 0 1 8 times. So जो 0 0 0 का combination है, that will give you the signal INTA, interrupt acknowledgement. Okay, so which were separately given in minimum mode. So यहाँ पर maximum mode में कैसे आएगा? इन तीनों का combination 0 0 0. So you will be getting an INTA bar. Okay. So as you are already aware that ये MIO bar, write bar, read bar are disabled in maximum mode. So what you are basically अब कैसे करना है अगर input read write करना है? So ये signal help करेंगे to generate that input output. So again I am telling you 0 0 0 पे you can draw a truth table in your notebook. 0 0 0 पे INTA. 0 0 1. I'm using this sequence 0 0 1. Then it's input read. Then 0 1 0. It's input write. Then 0 1 1. It's halt. I'll tell you what this halt means is. I hope बाकी समझ आ गए. INTA क्या है? IO read क्या है? IO write क्या है? Then next is 1 0 0. So it's instruction fetch. That is fetching an instruction from the memory. Okay. Then 1 0 1. It's memory read. That is transferring the data from memory. Then 1 1 0. It's memory write. And the last one is 1 1 1. It's idle. It's inactive. इसका कोई मतलब नहीं है last वाले का 1 1 1. The only thing is halt. Now what is this halt is? आपका कोई एक let us say you are using this combination on these pins, so it's something like if you are looking at the video, अगर आप कोई वीडियो देख रहे हो और आपने वो वीडियो को क्या किया, पॉज कर दिया. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? आर यू एबल टू हियर माय वॉइस?
यस सर.
ओके, तो आप कोई वीडियो देख रहे हो और आपने उस वीडियो को पॉज कर दिया, तो आप चाहे 1 घंटे बाद आओ या 1 मिनट बाद आओ, आपकी वो वीडियो कहां से शुरू होगी? जब उसको अनपॉज करोगे आप, वहीं से जिस जगह से छोड़ा था. So that is the function of this halt pin. So basically these are the S0, S1 and S2 signals which are provided in the max mode to perform all these control operation which we have discussed right now, that is interrupt acknowledgement, input output read, then memory read, memory write, memory instruction fetch, and the last thing is halt. So you have to आपको इसका एक ट्रुथ टेबल बना के you have to decode these signals right in such a manner just we have discussed. Okay, so in max processor no processor allowed to generate the control signal, so we use ये control signal ये जो अभी हमने discuss किए, ये जो अभी control signal हमने discuss किए to generate these control signals. ऐसा थोड़ी होगा कि ये ऐसे ही generate हो जाएंगे. इनको generate करने के लिए we'll be using this 8288. तो समझ आ गया कैसे जनरेट हो रहे हैं? तो ये जो सिग्नल्स हैं, आपको स्क्रीन दिख रही है अभी जो चेंज किए मैंने, इफ इट इज विजिबल? तो सिर्फ माइक्रो प्रोसेसर में अब क्या चेंज किया, नाउ यू कैन सी ये तीनों के तीनों सिग्नल मैंने किस में फेड कर दिए, 8288 में. और 8288 में फेड करके कौन कौन से सिग्नल मिल गए मुझे, जो मैंने अभी 7 कॉम्बिनेशन डिस्कस किए. INTA, इनपुट आउटपुट रीड, input output write, input output read, input output write, then memory read, memory write, this is memory read, memory write, then halt, then आपका idle, that is 111 वाली state. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So no need to get panic कि सर ये जो आप बता रहे हो उसमें ऐसा दिख तो नहीं रहा. So exactly आप simply आप इन 3 पिन्स को 8288 के साथ कनेक्ट करके यहाँ से अपने 8 आउटपुट्स निकाल सकते हो, एंड यू कैन शो ऑल दोज 8 आउटपुट्स. No need to draw such a complex diagram because I was not having that simplest diagram. So I'm showing you this. Just connect these 3 pins with 8288 and just have the output as these 8 signals. Okay. So is it clear? Any doubts
Yes,
up till
sir.
now? Okay, so now moving further. Now the last thing in the processor is, अब ये जो bus master वाली हमने बात की, so whosoever will be the bus master, whosoever, I'm saying whosoever will be the bus master will send that request through this 8288. Will send that request through this 8288, and that वो भी कैसे, that by using these control signals. So 8288 is basically decoding all these control signals. Okay, so these are basically control signals which are being decoded by this 8288 in max mode. So I hope this is clear.
Yes sir.
Any doubts up till now? So अभी तक हमने क्या डिस्कस किया? I'm just giving you a quick overview of that. हमने maximum mode की बात की. We discussed about maximum mode. We have discussed about the introduction part, that what is this 8087 processor, what is this 8089 processor. If we want to connect 8087, 8086, 8089 simultaneously, so that mode is called as the maximum mode. All processors can work simultaneously in processor modes. So we have discussed how these all processor will work. Then they will request for the bus access to request grant signal, and so 8086 will accept that request, grant that request signal, and finally release that bus. So there are 3 steps I told you: request, grant, and release. Then finally, then 8086 processor, there was a lock bar pin. So what that lock bar pin will do, I told you, it will be applied before in as a prefix. Simple lock, not lock bar. Please make sure simple lock is used as a prefix in front of any instruction. So by using that lock, microprocessor will not release the bus after machine cycle, it will release the bus after instruction cycle. So this thing we have discussed in detail. Okay, so we have discussed that T cycle, machine cycle, and instruction cycle separately. So if an interrupt occurs, it will release the bus after completing the complete instruction cycle. If a bus request occurs, it will release the bus after the machine cycle. So if there is a lock in front of any instruction, it will release the bus after the instruction cycle. Okay. So lastly, we have discussed these control signal. So this is all about maximum mode from my side. So any doubts you can ask. Don't worry about this diagram. So diagram is a very simple. Draw this diagram. Draw 8086. Draw two other processors also if you want to draw. Separate out, decode out these control signals as a 8 signals. Okay, and show that already which we have shown in the 8086 minimum mode, that is latches and the latches and the data transfer, this one. Where was that diagram? Okay, the similar kind of diagram which we have discussed already. So latches and your address and bus address and data separation. To show that address and data separation, then show these control signals which are being separated in microprocessor maximum mode. So any doubts up till now? Please ask. So okay. So thank you so much if everything is clear to you, and